200 days to GATE preparation. Okay, so I have received a lot of Ys now. People have started registering. It's already 6 and the time given to you was 6 o'clock. So I hope everybody is there. They have logged in properly. They are able to hear it. Yes, I can see a lot of Ys here. So it's a live session going on. There's a live session going on. This is beamed across India to different cities, to different students, to different streams, because it's a very generic topic. The biggest question for a serious GATE aspirant is, sir, how to prepare, what to prepare, when to prepare, right? So there are certain generic questions which you are asking or which you are facing probably. One thing which I would like to tell you is, see, the most important thing in these types of setup, or maybe these type of exams which are country level exam, which are exams which are giving you a wonderful career in terms of jobs or in terms of masters, you need to be very, very efficient in your planning. And if your planning fails, life will be difficult, right? People who are having difficulty in accessing the videos, I believe internet can be a big challenge to you. There is no problem at our end. We have been transmitting it through a lease line. So internet, if your internet is low, it can be a problem. Use Wi-Fi if possible, or a high-speed internet. Then only I think you will be able to receive this thing, right? So if somebody is having problem with accessing the internet or the video, it is probably the internet issue. So if you are able to do it from mobile phone, mobile data if you are using, you might have problem. So please see your internet connection properly, right? So when I'm talking about GATE, right? So let's continue with our discussion on strategies for 200 days to GATE. Very, very important. I hope that people who are taking up GATE this year would be very serious, would want this session to be the most productive one, right? So I'll speak for almost 30 minutes, and then post that I'll leave this session for questions. If you have any questions, please do ask me. I will love to answer those questions, right? Just to give you a brief introduction about who am I. So my name is Rohan. I am basically an engineer by profession. Did a master's course from IIM Calcutta, and I am the co-founder of IceGate Institute in India. So I've been teaching students in different parts of the country. I've been teaching students for almost 9 years now, right? So based on my experience and my colleagues' experiences, I'll be sharing certain things with you. What students says, when they become toppers, or what students feel, or what are the type of student who has cracked the GATE examination in the past from IC or from my teaching career, right? So the most important thing according to me, when you look at any entrance exam and cracking them, is the belief in yourself. If you guys do not have a belief, it will be difficult, guys. Try to understand. If you see, there are around 10 lakh people who are taking up exam, approximately I'm saying, and the most critical would be, branches like mechanical, civil, electrical, where the highest number of takers are taking this exam. But 50 to 60% of the people, are only crowd. You believe me, when you see the aspirants, I'll give you an example. Let's say this is your GATE day, this is your GATE exam day, right? When you look at this GATE exam day and you are somewhere over here, right? Or maybe today you are somewhere over here probably, right? Now when I say, if you see, let's say here, 100 students have started preparing for GATE from here. Slowly and gradually, this 100, the moment this goes like this, they start falling, right? And there are very few who bang till here. And I'm telling you, if you can work till the last day of the exam also, you are going to get wonderful marks. I'm not saying you might get the first rank, but you will get a marks which you deserve. I'm telling you, the most important thing, I've seen students, sir, this cannot happen, I don't have the appetite toward doing this. Most negative thoughts will start coming. You know, I've been preparing for 6 months, but I'm not getting scores. When I solve tests, I'm not able to solve those questions. When I take mock papers, I'm not able to solve that question. These all thoughts are going to come. This is quite evident, no doubt about that, but that does not mean that I will fall into this category. Don't leave hope is the moral of the story. Very importantly, I am telling you, please have a wonderful confidence in you that you have done in the past and you can do it in the future. The moment you don't have that confidence, nobody can save you. The most critical part, according to me, is the belief in a student. People who had wonderful beliefs that they can do it were able to do it. If you are not having any belief that I will be able to do it or not able to do it, I can guarantee you, you will not be able to do it. Please make sure that the belief is the most critical thing for you, right? So you understood what I'm trying to say, and at the end, I have seen almost 10 students are there who are reaching to that pinnacle. I'm not saying that 10 on 10 will get into an IIT or a PSU, but there might be 7, 8 who can do that. And these are the 7, 8 who can do that. Till last day, fight. I'm telling you, fight. Very importantly, right? So don't fall into this category where you start losing hope whether I'll be able to make it or not. I'm not good at this, I'm not good at that. Please don't do that, right? So this is the first strategy which I'm telling you is the belief. I'll give you some 5, 6 guru mantra what you say, or maybe the 5, 6 important aspect what you say. Right? So let's start with this session, and I think everybody is anxious to know what should be the plan for the next 200 days for GATE. Very importantly, how to prepare, what to prepare. You know, so there are a lot of questions in students' mind. How I should prepare this, sir. I have been doing it for the last 6, 8 months, but I'm not able to get the confidence out of it, right? So what should I do? So I'll give you 5, 6 mantras, or you know, the tips you may call, or whatever you feel, to crack any national level examination, whether it's GATE or ISRO or any technical exam if you talk about, right? So more or less, the idea of cracking an exam starts from your own self, you know. So what I call is, most of the students which I've seen who are able to crack exams are because of this particular thing. That is nothing but the belief in yourself. The moment you don't believe, or you don't believe in yourself, I'm afraid to say it will not happen to you as the way you want it. The moment you have a confusion whether, sir, I will be able to make it or not, I can bang on, you will go on the not side, not on the make it side. Reason is very simple. I'll give you a classic example. You know how many aspirants do take GATE exam? How many aspirants do take GATE exam? You might hear that, sir, 10 lakh, 8 lakh, 7 lakhs, you know, mechanical has the highest one, that is 2.5 lakhs. According to me, including all the branches, the number of GATE takers is this much. How much? How much or how many? Yes, 50,000, boss. I am saying only 50,000 students take up GATE exam. According to me, the rest lakhs are just sitting for the exam, nothing else. Try to understand. It is very, very important for you to understand. I'll give you a classic case studies which we have been doing it for so long. Let's say this is your GATE day, right? This is your GATE day. Now, if you are here, somewhere over here, and let's say 100 students start preparing from this point, many of them during the course of their preparation fall down because of the lack of belief. They feel that, sir, I will not be able to make it. Sir, I am trying hard, but I am not able to get score. I cannot do this. The moment you have those kind of thoughts in your brain, you are gone. I'm telling you, very importantly, many a times you will see, many of you attending this session will also have the same problem. Right? I'm telling you, this session is also for non-IC students across India. It is streaming live. That is what I'm telling you. A lot of other people also, that this will happen to you guys. I'm telling you, from here, if you're going towards the gate day, you will start falling. You will start falling. And what is this fall? It's fall is nothing but negative thinking. I will not be able to make it. I am trying, but I'm not getting time. My books are not enough for me. I have no appetite towards that. There are a lot of negative thinking which will happen, and this will be a very few students who can reach to this. And my experience says that only 10% of the people only reaches this gate day with full belief that they can do that. And out of this 10, I can guarantee you 7, 8 will definitely clear the gate exam with a very good marks. So please have a belief on yourself, and till the last day fight, guys. Till the last day fight. If you will not fight till the last day, life will be difficult. I'm telling you, very, very difficult. So the first thing which I'll tell you, if you ask me the strategy for 200 days to get now, the first thing is have a belief in yourself. The moment you have belief, you'll be able to get through somewhere or the other. Right? So this is the first tip or a mantra I'm trying to give you, right? And without this, the lecture beyond this is waste of time. Don't attend the lecture if you don't have the belief in yourself that you can do it. I am not saying that every one of you will get the first rank, but boss, I should get my potential score, definitely. That is very, very important, right? Okay, let's move to the second portion of this. Achha, just to give you an idea, I think most of you have logged in now. Just to give you an idea, I am Rohan. I am basically the chief mentor of IceGate. I am one of the co-founders of IceGate. I've been teaching students for the last 9 years now. Right? I've taught more than 80,000 students in the career, and I've been guiding them. I've been looking at students who have topped. I've seen students who have dropped. So all these experiences I'll be sharing with you in the next 25 to 30 minutes. I'll not take more time. After that, if you have any questions, you can type down in the chat box and we can have a direct chat, because this is live going on across India. Right? Okay. So first thing I told you was have a belief. If you don't have a belief, life is dangerous. Second thing which is very, very important when you are preparing for 200 days to gate, see, any entrance exam is sort of a war, right? So you say exam versus war, right? Do you think that the old kings and those types of people used to go for war just like that? No. What they used to do? They used to have a strategy. They used to plan well, and then only probably they can attack. Not only plan, they also have a plan A and a plan B and probably sometimes a plan C. So that is very, very important for you to understand that exams are similar to what war strategy is going to be. So you also have to see lot of interventions which will come. For example, your university exams, rains, a lot of you become ill. So there will be a lot of other things which will happen, right? Very importantly, so I am telling you, exam versus war, the most important thing is planning, right? So if you don't plan, life will be difficult. Important point here to note, don't plan for a very long period. Sometimes I have seen students planning for almost 2 months, 3 months. Sir, I will do this, everyday plan. And it happens that the plan gets distracted in the 2-3 days time only. Many a times we have planned we'll go to Goa. Yes, but we are not able to do that. So please make sure planning should not be beyond 15 days. Yes, you may do a broad planning, which I'm going to discuss here, but minute level planning, day-wise planning have to be for not more than 15 days. If you can do it for 7 days, wonderful. And do the same thing after 7 days or every 15 days sort of a thing. Right? So broad planning is okay, but minor planning should not be done. Right? Those who have already covered few of the chapters, when you start preparing, so typically if I talk about, there are 10 subjects in one branch, whether it's mechanical or civil or electrical or instrumentation or chemical or any sort of branch, there are 10 subjects individually, right? If I exclude aptitude and engineering mathematics, they become 8, right? If out of these 8, you have studied at least 3, you have a wonderful chance. I'll give you classic case studies. Do you need to get 100 on 100? No. 100 on 100 is not required to even get first rank. Even 80s and 90s can fetch you the top 100 ranks. Yes. So why am I fighting for 100 on 100? Right? Now, ideal way of doing these things should be, how you should look forward for is, first of all, you should go through, this is something which I am saying, you have flow, how you should go towards a particular subject. So first thing you should look is making up notes. From where will you make notes? Maybe you're from your faculty, from any book you are referring. If you want the reference books, which books should be read, right? You can go to the IC website, you can find the list of reference book. For every subject, we have put a reference book there, right? So go through that, pick up that from your library and start reading and make notes. Notes should be very conceptual notes, whether your faculty is making it or maybe your books is making it, but make a conceptual notes. Try to make things with different colors. For example, use blue color, black color, red color, green color for highlighting different formulas, because these notes are very, very crucial in the last 1 month. So how properly you make the notes is very, very essential, right? So once you made the notes, right, of a particular subject, then go to the next step. What is the next step, sir? The next step here is going to be take test. The moment you don't take a test, and I would recommend you to take online test, right? For IC students, for example, you have now started getting weekly tests on your mobile app. The app which you are using right now will also have weekly tests. You know, in fact, we have created a free zone for all the students who are even not IC students. We are giving you topic test or good quality topic test. We are trying to remove the outcomes, and we are trying to give you the best of the topic test free. This is for a non-IC student also. You can practice those tests. There will be 1,000+ tests which will be uploaded. So then gradually they are getting uploaded. So what I'm trying to say is, first notes, second take tests as much as you can. If you hear any topper I'm telling you, he will recommend you, only thing to crack a national level exam like GATE should be notes and test. Notes and test. These are the only two crux any faculty is going to tell you or any topper is going to tell you, right? And finally, after this test, you should look at, these are topic wise tests I'm saying, you should look at all India mocks. You know, you should target all India mock test. The moment you are not targeting all India mock test, you are not able to do time management, question attempting management, right? So they are very, very important for you to understand, to take all India mocks, right? And hence, just to give you an idea, one more thing, many students thinks that mock tests are to be done in the last. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. Mock tests need to be started very early. Sir, how can I start the mock test? I have not done the syllabus. It's okay. If you have done at least 2 to 3 technical subjects, I am telling you, you should attempt the mock. I am telling you, you should attempt the mock, because that confidence will not come to you of completing the syllabus till the end, in fact. You will not get that confidence till the end, in fact. So, if you have done 2, 3, 4 subjects also technically, start taking the mocks. And please make sure the package is going to be notes, solve their test of that particular topics, online and offline, whatever you are doing, and mocks. And parallel to the mocks, you should also solve the GATE questions of that particular topic of the previous years. Most of the topics in GATE are coming since last 20 years now. Right? So try to take those questions from any of the sources and start solving those GATE questions which have come in the past papers. So very importantly, solve the GATE questions. Clear? Right? So this is something which is very, very important, very, very evident for you to solve. Right? Okay. Next, one important thing I am telling you, see, there are, in a GATE paper, if you analyze the last 20 years of GATE papers, you will find 3 categories of questions. What are those 3 categories of questions? One category is called as sitters. Second category is called as, what do I mean by sitters? Sitters is basically questions which are direct formula based. Questions which are direct formula based. For example, we know Ohm's law. Ohm's law says V is equal to IR. He will give you V, he will give you R, and he will ask you what is I. right? So directly you can get the answer. So direct formula based questions, and any GATE paper, if you pick up any GATE paper, you will find around 30 to 40% of the paper is direct formula based. The only challenge with students is they do not remember the formula. So if you don't know the formula, life is tough. So please make sure that your notes again is a very critical part in solving these questions. You should have all the formula on your tips. If you can do that, you can get good marks in the sitters type questions. Second category of questions is called as concept based questions. Now these questions may be having 2 or 3 concepts mixed together, and they will require an extra edge of reading a reference book or maybe attending a lecture of a good faculty. Those are the things which you will get in the concepts, and another 30 to 40% I would say would come from these concepts, right? And the rest is new concepts. Now these are basically, if I divide these are old concepts. Old concepts means if you have done the GATE papers of previous years, you will be able to solve these questions, because those concepts are typically repeated again and again. You will see the papers also, you will find. But there are certain questions which are new concepts, which will be another 30 to 40% of the paper, and this decides your rank between 500 and 100 and 10 and 12 sort of a thing. So this will require a rigorous reading of material of a particular subject, right? So this sitters, formula based, old concepts through old GATE questions, new concepts, you will be able to develop, they will give you situations which are not given to you in the previous papers also, right? So please make sure that this is very, very essentially done, very systematically done, and this is the paper pattern which I am trying to tell you. If you analyze any last 20 years GATE papers, you will find a similar pattern there. So there will be sitters, old concepts and new concepts. So for sitters, what you have to do? What you have to do? Make notes, very importantly, and make notes very strategically. Second, old concepts, if you want to go through, what you have to do? Solve GATE questions of that particular topic, right? And for new concepts, read reference books as much as you can. The moment you have studied one subject, go to the reference book of it. One subject, make the notes of this. One subject, go to the GATE questions of that particular subject, right? Just to give you an idea, we as an institute are planning a all India mock GATE on 15th of August. I am telling you well in advance now. 15th August, we are doing an all India free mock GATE. People can access it throughout the India, and you will be getting all India ranking in that, right? So please make sure that whatever syllabus you have done, attempt that. At least you will come to know whether I have capable of getting good marks or not, and start preparing from now onwards. Even if you have done 3 subjects, 4 subjects, 5 subjects, whatever subjects you have done till now, attempt that particular mock test. I am telling you, it will give you a very right picture of what your preparation is right now. You just try to imagine that if you have, let's say, 5 subjects done, 5 subjects including aptitude and engineering maths, and if you can score, let's say, 40 marks, you should be happy according to me. You should be happy according to me. Because with only 5 subjects, you have scored 40 marks. So definitely, with more subjects in your kitty in the next coming months, you can have 70s and 80s, right? Now, don't ask me, sir, if I am getting with 5 subjects 40, then 10 subjects I will get 80. No, that is not directly proportional. But definitely, you will get better marks when you solve more and more subjects and you are confident about more and more subjects. The problem with students is, you start gathering books, material, this test series, that thing, blah, blah, blah. And at the end, you are not able to solve at least one of the things also. For just to update you guys, people who are from ICE, I am telling you, we are giving you some question banks. There will be a practice booklet which will reach to you probably by next week or so. There will be practice booklet which you can solve, right? Which will contain somewhere around 200, 300 questions topic wise, and they are good quality question with solutions. Please collect that from your centers and start solving that. That will help you a lot. We have been constructing that with high level of accuracy, with removal of typo errors and everything. So if you need more practice, tell us. We will give you thousands of questions, but please try to understand, solve them. Very importantly, material is not a problem. Solving, devoting time is a problem. Please understand that. right? So please make sure that you are doing all these things categorically, right? Now when I come to 200 days, how I should have planned my 200 days, right? So when I say 200 days plan, so 200 days plan. So on a month-on-month basis, I'll explain you. Let's say I'm talking about July right now. So I'm running July, right? I'm saying August to October, one period. I am saying, let's say November, December and January. So I've divided my preparation into 4 divisions. One is July, second is August to October, third is November, fourth is December, January. Now, in the month of November, typically I will not be able to do anything. You know why? Why? You should know that this year, your university exam, yes, absolutely, somebody quoted it very correctly, that there are going to be university exams. Or maybe there might be a Lok Sabha election this time, right? So please make sure that in November, December, don't rely on much on that particular month. So I'm saying November I am not going to study. Yes, in some university the exam might be in December. So in that time you can shift your load to November. So I'm saying 1 month loss is going to happen because of the university exams. And don't criticize your university. I've seen students saying, sir, our university is very cruel. It is the worst university I have seen. It is keeping exam right in November, December, where we have gate very close to us. Don't criticize, because this is a phenomena which happens to all the students across India. It is not happening to you only, right? So please make sure that 1 month you have to leave it, you have to sacrifice it. See, things which are beyond your control, you cannot help it. You cannot help it. So please don't bother about this. Bother about things which you can change. Bother about things which you can work upon, right? So I'm saying July, till July, let's say I'm assuming I have not studied any subject. I have not studied any subject at all, right? So what you have to do is in July, pick up one subject, only one subject, and try to finish this. What do I mean by finish this? You should have a notes. Second, you should have solved all the topic tests available on internet or on your logins, right? And the subject-wise test which is available on this particular subject. Plus, if you have time, read the reference book of this. Once you say my subject is done, that means if somebody asks you any question from your booklet, any gate question from that subject, you should be able to give the logic any time. It should not happen that I have studied this 5 months back, I studied this 10 days back, I don't remember. No, this should not happen. If you are saying I have done the subject, that means rigorously you have to do this. And honestly speaking, right now the load of college would not be that great because just the semester has started. So please make sure that you attempt this particular subject very efficiently, right? And which subject you should take, either whatever is going on in your classes, take up that, or if you are already done with your syllabus and you are repeating things, then pick up the subject which has the maximum weightage in GATE. Maximum weightage in GATE. Or otherwise you can pick up a subject which you are currently going through, right? August to October. August to October. Focus on at least 4 to 7 subjects. Depending upon the bandwidth you have, focus on 4 to 7 subjects. I'm talking about the technical, I'm not talking about the aptitude and engineering mathematics, right? Depending upon minimum to minimum, you should do 4 because it is August, September, October, 3 months. So 4 to 7 subjects you should focus very importantly, right? If you can do 7, wonderful. If you can do 4, okay, good enough, but not less than 4 anyhow. You have to do 4 subjects at least, and the same process which you did for the first subject, notes, questions, online test, and the gate questions of that particular test, right? So if I see 1 subject here, 4, 5 subjects here, 6, 7 subjects apart from engineering, math, aptitude you have done, right? Importantly, when you reach the 5th subject, you should also try to take some cumulative tests, which we are again planning as an institute to give you. We will also give you certain tests which are cumulative, which means they might have subjects like fluid mechanics, strength of material, engineering maths, and thermodynamics. For example, mechanical if I am talking about. Or for example, EC electrical guys, I may have a small test on network theory, control systems, engineering mathematics, and let's say signal system. Or maybe for a computer student, I may have a test on operating system, DBMS, computer networks. So there will be cumulative tests which will happen in the month of September, October. So start planning those subjects accordingly. Right? Please make sure that you have a very rigid focus on the planning part and implementing that also. Right? So very importantly, this need to be implemented. Right? November I have left. December is a month where you should do whatever is pending now, because typically university exams get over here, and January purely should be for the testing part, What we are also trying to do is, I've already told you, 15th August we are doing an all India mock gate. Please don't miss that, start preparing for that. And even if you have done 2 to 3 subjects technical, you should attempt that particular subject or test, right? Every month, typically September and October, we will also give you one mock, so that you are not losing focus of sitting off 3 hours, taking up a test, right? And you are not having any problem in that particular thing. You can parameterize Pan India whether your first test score versus the second score and the third score is getting improved or not. This is my personal opinion and a personal observation. Many of the students are afraid of taking the test, especially the mock test. Please don't be afraid. That is a mirror to you. And if you are afraid of looking at the mirror, you will never come to know what are your lacunas, what are your shortcomings, what are your drawbacks, and analyze the mocks. We are going to have separate session on how to analyze the mocks, but I am telling you, analyze the mocks. Right? In fact, this series which we have started, we will have direct contact with you. If you have already on the app, we will send you notifications where we will have sessions like how to crack mechanical engineering subjects, or maybe how to score 80 plus in mechanical engineering or civil engineering or electrical engineering. Right? We will also have sessions like 20 or 30 probable gate questions which might come this year, or which have been trending for the past 20 years now in GATE. So big advantage to you is that the GATE syllabus has not changed very drastically for the last 20-25 years. Right? And so that is a big advantage, that you get a lot of questions in the past year papers. So please start practicing on those lines. Right? So this is very important to talk about this plan. So I am saying July you do 1 or 2 subjects, August to October 4 to 7 subjects. Plan it that way, right? November I am leaving it for your exams. December you can say pending subjects, and you should focus on taking mock test. Only take mock test on this particular pending subjects plus mocks. This should be the only thing. So we will be giving you around 7-8 mocks in the month of December and January. So focus on taking up pending subjects as well as the mock test, and start analyzing those tests. Clear? So again I will repeat what I have said till now. People who have logged in late, very importantly, guys, have a belief. Those who clear GATE with All India rank 10 or 100 or thousands are having 2 eyes and 1 nose like you and me. So one important thing is you have to have a belief. Most of the students do not reach till GATE examination with a positive mindset. They go to the examination hall with a negative mindset that I will not be able to do good because preparation is not up to the mark. Please have a very positive mindset. I am guaranteeing you will get through. Second, I am telling you, exams need to be prepared like a war. So like wars are done with strategies and planning, the exam also have to be done like this. And it has to be with not only the first plan, it has to be with plan A, plan B, plan C. So you have to think of what can I do later on, and don't plan very long in these cases. Studies need to be planned for 7 days, 15 days, at max 20 days, and then make the replanning of that. Right? Notes, very important. Right? Make up notes. If you are preparing from an institute, do it from that, or if you are self-preparing, then do it from a book, a reference book. Make notes from different color. I am saying good formula, important concept, star mark, those crazy things which you do in school need to be repeated here. Right? Tests. So once you have made the notes of a subject, start taking those tests, online as well as offline, and go for mock tests and get questions of that particular subject. Right? 200 days plan. This should be the 200 days plan ideally. If I am assuming that we are 0 here, I am assuming that we are 0 here today, 12th of July, we are 0 here. right? So from July to December, this should be a plan. Approximately, this will take you to 200 days, right? I will also conduct a session which will talk about the last 40 days to GATE. I am not considering that part here right now. What you should do in the last 40 days of GATE, I'll talk about that thing in the later stages. Currently, try to focus on notes making, because that will help you to solve those sitter questions which I have told in the previous minutes. Second, try to develop concepts by reading reference books. Please don't rely on only your notes. Read reference books, very important. If you want the list of the reference book, it is available on the website of IC GATE Institute. Please go there, take the reference book list, go to the library and start reading. Concepts, very important. Old concept from GATE questions, very important. So please make sure that this is to be done very carefully. Fine. So this is what I wanted to say in this 200 days to GATE. Now, if you have any questions, I would love to listen from you. Yes, anybody who is having any questions, please type down. Yes, any questions? Please suggest some reliable source for mock test. You can go for IC GATE Institute mock test series there. Right? We are trying to make one of the finest mock test series, and I am telling you, you want to see the sample, you take a 15th August mock with us. We are doing a 15th August mock which is open, which is free. Right? So just see the type of questions and you will understand that this is something which I should do. Right? So mock test series is more than enough if you are going for an IC mock test. Any other question? I have already answered this question. Any other questions? Please type down. Any questions? Please type down. Toughest subject in descending order for mechanical. When to prepare aptitude and maths. So typically, aptitude and maths should be done parallelly. Right? Don't wait till the end. In the end, you can do a revision of this, because any mock test, any test you will take, and they will have aptitude and engineering maths. You should have confidence that, boss, I have at least 2 subjects done. So it should not be a very fresh thing for you in the end. Though they are easy, they are predictable, but I would suggest do it right now along with your technicals. Right? Other question which I've got is toughest subject in mechanical in descending order. So when I talk about toughest subject in descending order, see, you cannot predict a subject to be toughest or the easiest. It all depends upon person to person. For example, I like thermodynamics. That might be an easy subject for me, but maybe a tough might be an easy subject for me, but might not be for you. So I cannot predict that particular thing. But what you should do ideally is, you should pick up subjects which are having high weightage. You never know the mindset of the GATE exam setter. He might set up the tough question from the easiest of the topic also. For example, if you feel that engineering maths is easy, and from engineering maths he is asking the toughest type of questions, you cannot do anything. You cannot go and catch hold of his collar and say, boss, why have you asked these kind of questions? You cannot, right? So please make sure that is no toughest or easiest. One more important advice I would like to give here. Many of the students feel that, I am not able to manage all the 10 subjects. So sir, can I drop 1 or 2 subjects which are not important? Especially I have seen the electronics EC guys. Have the weightage, let me drop this. Or this particular subject don't have the weightage, let me drop this. No. You cannot drop a particular subject. You may drop 1 or 2 topics, that's okay. But not the whole subject. GATE is a very unpredictable exam, try to understand guys. If subject. And by the way, you know, that year the examiner has set it 12 marks questions from that subject. What will you do? You cannot, please don't afford to leave the whole subject. What you can do is, typically I call this a rule, you know, you can take, is called as a 80-80 rule. Now what do I mean by 80-80 rule? There might be certain subjects for which you don't read 100%, but you read 80% of that. Only 80% syllabus you cover and try to perform 80% of that. You're getting what I'm saying? You study only 80% of that subject and try to perform 80% of that. You will still get 64% marks in that exam or in that particular subject. Clear what I'm trying to say? You can also fine tune this. You say, let's say 70-70. What do you mean by this? You study 70% of the subject and try to attempt 70% of that particular subject marks. You still get 49% of that marks. Very important, right? So don't leave a subject, very, very important, right? And descending order, ascending order, it depends purely upon your approach, your likings, right? Any other questions? How should a previous GATE aspirant start preparing? So if a previous GATE student who has already taken GATE is preparing, either, see, one thing is either you go to a class or something to prepare yourself, or you can go to a live class like what we have online, IceGate live class, which is available at home, like the model which we have. You know, you can contact the websites and you can get into that touch also. Otherwise, you will need a mentor to help you, because there are a lot of books available in the market. But if you start preparing from that books, there are 2-3 challenges. Number one, sir, what to read from this book? Secondly, if I have read from that book, how will I know whether I have understood or not? Who will take my test? Right? So, and the third thing could be the regularity. You know, how will I become regular? You know, many times we feel that tomorrow I will get up in the morning 6 a.m. But very rarely we are able to get up at 6 a.m. So, you know, these are the 3 things: what to read, who will take my test, and regularity, which you will need a mentor to help you on. Right? With aptitude and maths, can we qualify GATE from EC? Yes, you can, if you are having full marks. But again, there is no guarantee of that. The cutoff might go, like for example, mechanical, the last year cutoff was 32, which you cannot get from aptitude or anything maths, right? But yes, this will form the basis, because even if you get 22, 23 out of these 2 subjects, right, probably the next 30, 40 might come from the technical part. Right? So you don't rely on only these 2 subjects, but this will definitely form the basis of your GATE score. Right? People who score very good in engineering maths and aptitude will definitely reach to 70s and 80s if you are capable enough. Another questions: should we study more than one subject simultaneously, or just focus on one subject until we have finished it? So again, dear, it is a purely your choice. Purely your choice, I would say. Reason being, for example, a student like me would love to do 3 subjects parallelly, but because I cannot focus on one subject for more than 3-4 hours, so I want job rotation, I want subject rotation. But there are certain kids I have seen who want only one subject to be done at one time, and then probably they are looking forward for the other. So it purely depends upon you, whether you should do 2 parallel subjects or one subject. Ideally, if you are an average or a okay student, I would say 2 subjects would be good enough, because one you can do in the morning stages. There is a monotonicity when you do only one subject. So again, it's a purely your call, how your nature is. Since beginning, since your school, you have been doing multiple subjects at time, go ahead with that. Since your school time, you have been doing only one subject at a particular time, go ahead with that. Right? Which subject may I complete first? Tough for me or easy for me? I would suggest the tough. Reason being, easy you can pick up anytime. You will have competition. The question was whether I should do the tough subject first or the easy. I would say go for the tough, because tough might take time. So once you get confidence in tough, easy will become very easy for you later on. So don't worry about the easy ones right now. You should go for the tough ones. If I do aptitude and maths and thoroughly, how many marks can I expect from that section, computer science department? So computer science department or any department, the weightage is almost the same, right? So if you are thoroughly doing it, 20 to 23 marks you can easily score, right? I am giving you a leverage of around 5-7 marks. So I'm saying 20 to 25 you can score from any department, right? If you do it very nicely. But that will not be sufficing. That will be only giving you admission in MTech. But if you want to go to PSU, you want to go to IITs, you want to get that PMRF, that is Prime Minister Research Fund, right, which is 70,000 now, right? So there are a lot of money which has been floating for research now. So if you want that money, if you want that exposure, you need to score 50s and 60s and 70s. So don't get satisfied with 20s and 25s, right? And if you are getting, I would recommend go for 50s and 70s, not target 25s, right? Yes, any other question? Any other question? I can see the chat box. If anybody is asking question, I would love to answer this live. Those who have missed the part of this, you can write an email. You can write an email. We'll give you a text message on what ID you should write an email. In case you have missed, you can write a request mail to us. The ID would be online@icegateinstitute.com. Still, we will type it in the text box. online@icegateinstitute.com. You can write an email if you want. You have missed some part of this or you want more information. Please feel free to write down that particular thing. And still, I'm available for the next 5-7 minutes in case you have any question. How to prepare verb aptitude. Now, verb aptitude is nothing. I hope you are asking verbal aptitude. So, when I talk about verbal aptitude, so they are very typical 2-3 questions which are asked, and there is no fixed pattern. Sometimes they have asked questions on prepositions. Sometimes they have asked questions on vocabulary. Sometimes they have asked questions on critical reasoning, summary writing. So, there is no fixed pattern, right? But I would recommend to go through all the online tests which are available on your mobile app, right? So the app where you have downloaded right now, or maybe you are using, and we are going to put up a lot of more content in the next 90 days. You will see the online version of our test will be flooded with a lot of questions, a lot of new approaches, right? A lot of videos. So please be on this app every day. You should take tests, weekly tests. Whatever subjects you are studying, those tests are being conducted. You have been mapped with your ID. So please try to take those tests, and they are good quality tests with solutions, and detailed solutions are mentioned there, right? So for verbal ability, if I answer your question, take the online test as much as you can, right? Most weighted subject: mechanical, typically manufacturing, thermodynamics, right, heat and mass transfer. So these are subjects which are highly weighted in terms of mechanical engineering, right? Apart from that, there is no guarantee. There might be more questions from industrial engineering. Nobody can question that. There might be questions from, let's say, strength of material. Nobody can question that. There can be questions from refrigerations, which are small topics, but then can be asked. So you need to prepare everything, right? But the trend, if you see, that is typically the thermodynamics part, the manufacturing part. So these are the two areas where you have the maximum questions. So somebody is asking how to prepare reasoning. Practice. You have topics like series completion, coding, decoding, directions, blood relations, and they're all available in your notebooks or in your books. So please solve. And if you don't have a book, purchase it from some sources. Reasoning requires a lot of practice. That's it. And you may expect 2-3 questions, not more than that. Majorly, it is the maths part, the aptitude part, and around 10 marks questions are asked on maths aptitude in the complete aptitude section. Sir, like you said, we think of getting up early, but we are unable to. How to establish the kind of habit of studying? Any useful suggestion? So, you use your mummy and daddies to get up early. I mean, this is something which is beyond my control, but I would say you need to have a strong instinct. The moment you don't have that instinct that you want to do something in life, you will not be able to get up, right? But if you have that instinct, you have the zeal to get something in life. One thing, understand guys, 18 lakh engineers are passing out of this great country called as India. Don't be a crowd. Don't be one of them. You have to be different, and the moment you start thinking that way, you'll get up early mornings also, right? So you take help of mummies and daddies, and try to publicize your preparations. Your brother, sister can help you, motivate you now and then, and probably you should get up early morning to study.